Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's IBO session where we have a very, very special session indeed. It's your girl Nikki here, chairman here in IM Academy, and I am excited to be hosting today's call. And today's call is going to be around mentorship, guys, and how you can get the best out of your mentorship here in the Academy, what mentorship actually is, what mentorship isn't, and also as well, some of the clues. We always talk about clues, some of the clues that you can look out for in order to help you maximize your success. So just a reminder, guys, to have your notebooks and pens ready. Just remove distractions and just stay focused for the next 40 minutes that we're going to be here. And so I'm compelled today. It's been an absolutely amazing day. And I just want to open up this call in prayer, guys. If you can join me, that would be absolutely amazing. But I just feel a heavy heart of gratitude right now. I am super grateful for life. I'm super grateful for, this opportunity, technology, what this company has done for me and those surrounding me and all those connected to me. And so I just want to give it straight back to God right now. So if you can just join me in a quick 30-second prayer, that will be absolutely amazing. Heavenly Father, thank you. We lift up your holy name. We just thank you right now. We glorify your name. We magnify you. We realize that we cannot do anything without you. You are the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And we want to invite you into this call right now. I come to you right now, not to ask you for anything, but just to express my true gratitude. I want to thank you right now for everybody on this call. I want to thank you for our opportunity that we have. Thank you for IM. Thank you for Christopher Terry. It's Friday today, and thank you for that extra residual income that we receive. I'm super grateful for the people that's on this call, and I pray that they are also grateful for what they are about to receive today, that the information that they hear today is going to transform their lives exponentially, Lord. And I just thank you. I thank you for everything. I thank you for placing me in this position. I do not take it for granted. I thank you for all the people on this call right now, that they are focused, they've removed distractions, and that they will receive something that is going to help them skyrocket, Lord. I just thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm super grateful right now, and I want to give you all the honor, all the praise right now. In this moment, I invite you into this meeting. Take control, take over. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. 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 Guys, I am excited. How many of you looked at your phone if you go to work and you looked at your phone and you looked at your phone after 5 minutes and there was just like 7,000 messages on your phone? So many messages. If you just blinked away, you would have seen so many messages just simply blow up your phone. Why? Because we were celebrating and are celebrating today an absolutely amazing individual that has understood how to use mentorship to her advantage. And I think that there is something key about really understanding what mentorship is and what mentorship isn't. And so we have a special guest here today on our IBO session who's going to not just share her story with you guys, but I pray that you can take the tiny noticeable things, the nuggets that she says, and you can definitely, align that to your life and to your journey at some point. I also pray that when you come off this call, you're going to receive something, a new fire in your belly to just get up and really go. And so today we're celebrating our very own Lisa Learns Forex, who smashed the absolutely amazing position of Platinum 2000 under the mentorship of myself and Tosin Awofadeju. We are so super proud of you, girl. Like, you did it in style, and we are just we're on fire right now. Like, I couldn't sleep last night. We were talking all night, all morning, and at just the amazing tenacity of you and how you've been able to come in, not only make an impact, but you've also been able to overcome certain adversaries that have come your way. And we're just super proud of you. This is a celebration Zoom call, but I pray that you also get the nuggets from this. So I would like you to just help me as I welcome onto the stage my little sister, a woman that I'm just so super, super proud of. She came in and said, look, I'm here to change the game, not just for my family, but the whole of Deptford. I'm going to change the game for ends. Since coming into this opportunity, this woman has moved out of her mum's place. She has her own place now, guys. And she has used this vehicle to do all the things that she wants. And I know her mum being retired is the next on her list that's already done this year. So I want you to help me give a warm welcome to this newly promoted Platinum 2000 chairwoman, Lisa Learns Forex. Yo, Lisa! Woo-hoo! Let's go! Let's go!
So I overwhelmed. Let's go. Wealthy world. What is going on? You just don't understand that I'm still at a loss for words for the last 10 hours, guys. That it's been absolutely insane. My phone has not stopped ringing. Texts, the love has literally been outpouring for the whole day. I'm so grateful for the love that I'm receiving. And it's literally undoubtedly because of the mentorship that you see on this call right now. Tosin and Nikki have literally led me into this space. I'm eternally grateful. We know we like to say it, but I've got to throw it all the way back to you because you've literally changed my life. Like, you've absolutely changed my life. And guys, it hasn't been an easy journey. That I'm not gonna lie to you. This has been one of the hardest things I have done in my life, right? And I don't say that lightly because I'm literally somebody that's just got away with not doing a lot for a very long time. Like, my whole motto in life up until I joined Wealthier World was do as little as possible and get paid as much as possible. But that's not how it is around here. Like, you cannot cheat the grind in this space. If I have learned anything, you cannot cheat the grind in this space at all, right? So Nikki, thank you so much for taking me under your wing, taking me into your mentorship, pushing me into greatness, because you cannot be around greatness and not be great. Like, there's absolutely no way you cannot level up in this space unless you are holding yourself back. And that's something that I learned, and something that I did for so many years, was hold myself back because I didn't actually believe that I could do it. I didn't believe I deserved it. I didn't believe that I deserved wealth. I didn't want to be one of those rich people, right? Because forever, I literally thought that the rich people were the evil people in the world, right? It's when you come from lack that is literally embedded into you. And when you learn that you deserve wealth and you deserve abundance, your whole life will absolutely change. And that is what I learned when I got connected with Nikki, when I got connected with Tosin, that I do deserve wealth, that you do deserve wealth, you deserve abundance, right? And being in this space is absolutely the place that you are going to receive it. All right, so Nikki, I don't know what we're touching on today. I don't know where we're going with this. I know that we're going to let the Holy Spirit lead us there, though, because that is what we do. So where are we doing?
All right, girl. Cool. So, what I want us to do today is we're gonna do a little bit of a question answer kind of situation, and then we'll open it up to the floor. And if you guys have any questions for Lisa, then you can go right ahead and ask her. So I'm gonna start off. We're gonna get some meat onto the bones, and then we'll leave the last 15 minutes of the call. So feel free to jot down any questions that you may have or that comes to you, so you don't forget it. And then we'll play it by ear. So Lisa, all right. Let me ask you this, because I know this is probably something that everybody is, thinking or wondering, and that is your mentorship, right? Now, Tosin did not personally bring you in. I didn't personally bring you in. But you became very close with us so quickly, right? Tell everyone, because a lot of people, they want the mentorship, but it's like they feel like they're so far away from it. How was you able to get that mentorship from us? Like, how did you get that attention from us? Because there's a lot of people in the team, but there were some key things that you did that you got into the circle instantly. What was the things that you did?
All right, so the first thing and the first tip for anybody that's writing notes, right? If you want the mentorship, the first thing you have to do is to make yourself visible, and very quickly. Making yourself visible in a space like this will get you that spotlight, right? And I didn't even know at the time that I was craving that spotlight, but what I wanted the mentorship so badly. And I know probably nearly everybody on this call, one of your first exposures when you heard Nikki talk, we were captivated, right? I remember being at Deptford and I was like, oh my God, I need this woman in my life. Like, this is my new money role model, right? I knew it as soon as I heard her speak. But the difference between hearing it And then actually how are we going to get there was by visibility. So the first thing I did was I started attending everything that where Nikki said she was going to be, I was there, right? Deptford every Tuesday, Traders Tuesday in Downham every week, right? And I was the first person there, and I was literally the last person to leave. Like, you guys will see me, but there's some of you, I would come from work, right? And literally like be putting out the chairs before Nikki even got there, because I knew that if I was to serve, that I would be served back, right? So very, very first thing I was doing was being visible, attending anything where I knew Nikki was going to be. And people were calling me a stalker. Like, people were like, oh my gosh, I'd go to Traders Tuesday and I was there eating lunch with her. She didn't even know she was having lunch with me, right? But after everybody left Traders Tuesday, I just went and ordered my food and sat right back down right next to her, right? Because I wanted, and it's in those moments, those extra moments where you really get the mentorship. I don't know if any of you guys can relate, but it's not at the points where you're kind of in the meetings or you're in the spaces, but it's at those extra places, you know, the after the event, the car ride, stacking the chairs after Deptford was some of the places I got some of the biggest nuggets that I've got from the start of my journey. Literally riding out, and not just the easy places. Like I come from South London. Deptford wasn't all that big of a deal to get to, right? Nikki said she was going to Birmingham. I was going to Birmingham, right? Nikki said we were driving cross country. I'm there. Let's go. Like, she could have all told me to get on a plane and I would have booked a ticket. I was that hungry to be close to this woman. Like, it's absolutely crazy. Yes, decorating, cooking. I would have babysat her children. I would have literally done anything they would have taken to get into that space. So getting around, right, being in the right places, but also being visible. So one of the first thing I did my first week was I created Lisa Learns Forex on Instagram, right? And I did that just to keep myself accountable. It wasn't anything about building. Guys, I didn't even know what building was. Like 3 weeks in, Nikki was like, so are you planning on hitting P150, Lisa? And I was like, what? I didn't even know what I was supposed to have been doing. But I was just consistently posting, tagging, or I don't know if any of you guys on this call have been here long enough, right? But I literally tagged every single person that I knew that was connected to Nikki on Instagram. For about a month, guys, tagging them on Instagram every single day until people started to notice me. And then when we had our first, the first ball, right, or in December last year. And okay, yes, everybody knew me as the white girl because at the time I was the only white girl in Welfare World. That is true. But also everybody knew me as Lisa Learns Forex because they just see me getting tagged in. So Instagram, I know we can't connect as much right now as events and stuff, but social media is so powerful. So yeah, they're my first two tips on how to access the mentorship.
Wow. Okay, cool. So, talk to me a little bit about some of the things that you've done outside of your comfort zone, because I know from week one of the things that, I remember you were obsessed with joining my beginners class. And one day I couldn't do the beginners class because me being me had double booked, and that was before I had a PA. I didn't have anyone helping me, and I double booked. And I remember calling you and I was like, yo, Lisa, you've watched the beginner's call for 7 days since you've been in every day. How about running it? Like, what was going through your mind at that point when you'd been in 7 days, you'd been around me for 7 days, you'd watched the beginner's class for 7 days, but what made you actually do it? Like, why bother come out of your comfort zone, put yourself at risk like that? Like, what was going through your mind at that point?
All right, I can't lie. I'm going to be completely raw and honest on this call. I was absolutely petrified of doing that beginner's call. Nikki called me up. I was actually in the library helping somebody else that had just joined. And I was helping her. We were going through the harmonic scanner. And then I got this call and I went downstairs in the library to take it. And then Nikki said the story. She told me that she had double booked him for me to do the call. Guys, I had never publicly, openly spoken in front of more than 8 people. Absolutely never since I came into the wealthier world. And I knew that Nikki's calls were pack out, right? Nikki's calls were serious. People were joining every single day, and she wanted me to enroll on board these people, right? Put them in my hands to show them how to use the stuff. At that point, guys, I was so grateful that I was a note taker, because every day for the last 7 days, I had written down by then, word for word, what she had said, right? So I literally knew that beginner's call off of the back of my head, even though I didn't know that I could say it out loud. And I remember Nikki opening the call, and I came on, and I was so nervous. And Nikki was like, hold on, I need to edify you. And then you came back on, and you kind of gave me a pep talk. And at that point, you just gave me the belief in myself that I needed, that you can do this. You absolutely can do this. And then from then, I knew the information, but obviously I was 7 days in. I was fresh, brand new. But I guess what I really want to say is I wanted to impress you. I wanted to be able to do it because you'd asked me to do it. And I knew that if I could do it, then in turn, you would come back and you would give me more stuff to do. You would give me more responsibility. You would give me more mentorship, right? So yeah, that was my first exposure into Zoom calls, and it was probably the scariest thing I've ever done.
All right, cool. So you've come in, you're 7 days in, like literally you've been stalking me, literally stalking Tosin, and you've now started to see an insight into some of the systems. You're taking notes. You've been thrown into doing you've been thrown into doing the beginners class, where you started to even teach the harmonic scanner for the first time. I know that was your favorite product. Now let's get down into it. All right. Putting aside that, has there been, or there probably has, what are the if you could think of two things that either myself and Tosin have ever asked you to do that you definitely did not want to do, right? But then you're grateful that we got you to do it in the end. And how uncomfortable is it, mentorship? Because a lot of people say they want mentorship, but when the mentor actually tells them what to do, it's a completely different story. So can you think of anything at all that either of us have told you to do, or you didn't want to do it, or it was a little bit, shaky, but you're glad about it after? And why is it important to do certain things like that?
I can think of countless things that you guys have asked me to do that I did not want to do. Tosin will remember this, and Tosin's going to love this one because she loves to tell this story. But when I was at Deptford, we would get people to do the 1-minute testimonies and come up and just say, when you came in, how you've been doing. Well, Tosin was hosting this particular day, and she said to me, you're going to do a testimony. And I thought, no, I'm not. That's absolutely not going to happen, right? But anyway, I sat there, and I'd already done a testimony because I think the day before, I was there every day, right? So the day before, you had actually made me get up and do a testimony, and I did one, and I was in my hoodie. I had my coat all the way zipped up to my neck, and I literally went and said my 1-minute line and ducked off of the stage. Anyway, the next time Tosin asked me to do it, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, I was absolutely petrified. And the difference was this time, she didn't ask me to come up first. So I heard about 4 other people give their, and Tosin doesn't know this, but I heard about 4 other people give their testimonies. And then she went to she didn't go to call me up. What happened was I ran to the bathroom, guys. I was absolutely petrified, and I ran to the bathroom. And I did not do that testimony. Tosin, I'm truly sorry forever, right? But I could not do it. I was so scared. And from that day, I said to myself, I will never, ever let fear get in the way of me stepping out of my comfort zone again. Because I missed an opportunity that day for somebody to hear me speak that may have needed to hear me say, do you know what, guys? I've been in for 3 days and I'm already making money. Because I had the testimony, but I just couldn't get it out of me. Like I literally just couldn't take it out of my mouth. I couldn't speak. And so many people hear me speak now and they say, oh, you're not nervous, you're fine. Guys, I am petrified every time before I step onto a Zoom call. I'm absolutely petrified. But you know what? It's not the fear, it's the pushing through that makes you courageous about it. If you can just start speaking, you can see me now, I can't even stop. But you literally just have to open your mouth and you have to speak. So that's the first one. And then the second one was that sisterhood call. If anyone was on it, the Sisterhood Saturday call that Nikki put me on the lineup for, I thought I was way out of my league, guys. I thought there is no way I can match what these amazing, powerful women are about to say on this call. There's absolutely no way. I mean, Nikki had people crying before we'd even got through the introduction. Like, that call was set to be amazing, right? But I was so grateful that she forced me to talk on that call, because that call was my breakthrough call. That call, I started speaking, and it was the first call that I didn't know what I said when I came off of the call. And Nikki used to speak about that all the time. And we used to get in the car and drive home, and I used to be like, that was amazing. And she would say, I don't even remember what I said. The Holy Spirit took over. Like, I've got no idea. And that was the first call that happened to me, and I experienced it. And so many people gave me so much good feedback about that call. And I had to watch back the recording, guys, and take notes, because I absolutely didn't know what came out of my mouth after I started speaking.
Wow. All right. So leading on from that, you mentioned, we had that sisterhood situation going on. And that's around the time you moved into my house. So we had a conversation, and I said, look, you ain't going home until you hit P1000. And you packed up your bags. I think even your mum was like, what is this you've joined? Is it a cult? Like, you've come in, you're glued to that laptop, you're glued to these charts, and now you're packing your bags, moving into this woman's house. What is going on? But you came into the house, and more so than just, doing the activities of, the I am doing the trading and building the business, you started to attend church. And you started to reconnect with God again and all that kind of stuff. Like, how important do you think, your relationship with God, mindset is to, the success that you've had so far?
Personal development, mindset, my relationship with God is the most important thing. That is the thing that has literally taken me from where I was to where I am today, undoubtedly. Because until I started to grow my mind, I couldn't even think about doing the things that I'm doing now. I literally had no idea that I was capable of doing the things that I'm doing, capable of impacting so many people's lives. I didn't think I was capable of public speaking, earning 10,000 a month. Like, that was something that was so far away from my mind that I couldn't even fathom thinking that big, because I was literally in a box. I was living in a box. I was living in a box of the limits that had been set for me, that I'd set for myself. And once you break out of that box, you realize that anything is possible. And to break out of that box, you need the personal development, you need the mindset, you need God. All of those things help me to break out of that box. So if I didn't have those things and I didn't grow those things to start with, I don't even think I would have had the vision to get where I am today, because I couldn't even, Bob Proctor and everybody says you have to see it first in order to create it. Everything is made first in your head before it is made in real life. Like, P2000 couldn't be created if I didn't believe I could be a P2000. If I didn't believe every day when I woke up, I'm so happy and grateful now that today I am a P2000. Ask Tosin. I said that to her for about a week straight. I'm so happy and grateful today, Toast, that I am a P2000. I didn't know how I was going to get it done. I didn't know if it was going to happen today, but I believe somehow it was going to be today. Until today, and it was today, right? So it's having that belief and that faith. And I think faith, the believing in something that you can't see, is such a massive part of it, because until you believe in something that you can't see, you don't really understand what faith is.
Wow, powerful. Right. I remember something and I'm gonna call it out. Um
God.
and I want you to tell me your honest opinion. And I know probably maybe some people have felt this way as well. But I know there was a time when there was a few bad trades in the chat, and a lot of your team blew their accounts. We didn't have proper risk management. Things were just all over the place. Um, and you know, you took it personally, like you felt bad when people lost money. And I want to ask you this question: have you ever felt like quitting? And if yes, what stopped you? And what would you advise anybody else who ever thinks of quitting?
Yes, I have felt like quitting before. I'll be completely honest. I want to be completely honest and open and raw on this call. Yes, I have. And at that point, it wasn't at that point, but at that point, that was one of the lowest points, I think, in leadership that I've ever been in, because I'm brand new to leadership, right? So you start to take on people's whys as your own whys. So when you know, like I know my team so well, like I know when their kids' birthdays are, like I know what their whys are, I know when football practice is, do you know what I'm saying? So that was a bit ghetto. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes it comes out, right? But at that time when people lost money, and I mean I lost money too, it's not just like, oh, I was sitting there sitting pretty with my gold trades and everyone else blew their accounts, guys. No, I blew my account before any of them blew their accounts, don't worry about it. But at that point I took it so personally, because I just questioned myself, could I have done something better? Could I have said to them, get out of that trade? Could I have said to them, do you have a stop loss on? Could I have pushed it a little bit further? So I think at that point I started to question myself and again question my own ability to lead a team. So that was the only time. And the thing that got me through it was my conversation with God that I had, and it was really mentorship. Mentorship got me through it. That I can't tell you the amount of times that this woman has poured into me without even a second thought. Not even in this country. I mean, I think she was in Dubai at the time, and she literally called me 5 o'clock in the morning, woke me up out of my sleep and was like, go downstairs, we need to talk. And it was a real turning point, because at that point I knew I had somebody that was looking out for me, that somebody that had my back. Because sometimes I think as leaders, we feel that everything is on us. And sometimes you need to vent. But again, if you're taking notes on this call, you need to remember never to vent down. Like you always, always, always have to vent upwards, right? Because when you vent down, you just create a lot of scarcity, confusion, all of your own limitations you're then putting onto the rest of your team, rather than you venting upwards. And actually you can then step back and assess the situation and say, okay, how can I then improve as a leader to make sure this doesn't happen again? And that was the big turning point for me. It wasn't my lack of leadership, it was that I was still developing as a leader and improving, and therefore, yeah, I did still, and I still do have things to refine as a leader, but it was venting to my mentor to enable me to then refine those things and give back my self-belief that you can do this, because everybody has those times when you think, can I do this? And that was one of those times for me when I really questioned, is this for me? Should I be leading a team of over 60 people? Like, am I capable? But then, you know, things passed. The next day, you see your group chat, everybody's happy again, everyone's back making money. And it's like, okay. And it's those messages from people when people send you messages and they say like thank you, and it just makes everything worthwhile all over again. Somebody messages you and says you've changed my life. That no job is ever going to give you that sort of fulfillment to know that you've changed somebody's life like this space will. So yeah, that's me.
All right, cool. Let me ask you another question. Now, your flyer has literally gone around the world. Not gonna lie. I've sent it to Matt. I've sent it to Christopher Terry. I don't know if he's read it. I've sent it everywhere, right? It's gone everywhere. I mean, the promo. We'll get onto Tosin in a minute. But we literally, I think the whole world kind of hates us because we took over Instagram today with that promo. We took over the group chats, everything. But talk to me about, because when you hit a certain level, right, and it seems to be in the wealthier world, it happens all the time. When you start to get results, when you hit a certain level, that's when you start getting attention. And you're somebody that's always so humble. Like just now, you were like, that was a bit ghetto. Like you're still down to earth. You haven't got rich and switched. And I know that's one of the things that you said you never wanted to do. But how do you remain humble when so many people are sliding in your DM saying, come over to this team, come over to, come into this company, because now they're offering you all sorts to leave, and saying all of this stuff because now you're in the highlights. How do you remain so humble, and what keeps you grounded?
This might sound a bit weird, but I already know that I've got the best. That there's nothing else for me to look for. Like I absolutely know I'm in the best possible place. And when I look at Wealthier World, I'm completely at home. Like there is no other team that could come to me and say to me, hey, come look at this, because I know you cannot give me what Wealthier World is giving me right now. And people say that the grass is always greener where you water it, right? And the way that I'm a part of this system, I know that I'm supposed to be here, because every time I look forward to my beginners calls every Thursday, because I know I'm about to pour into people. And I know that if I go somewhere else, it's just unmatched. Like it's unmatched. I don't even feel like I need to remain humble, because if somebody slid into my DMs, it would just be like, pass. Like I'm absolutely, I'm not even entertaining a conversation with it. So to be honest, I'm just gassed that Jason Brown commented on the picture on Instagram. I was like, let's go.
Yeah, you connected to greatness, girl. You already know. All right, so let's get on to Tosin. I'm gonna see if I can unmute her now. Because Tosin literally, I mean, that promo, that was like a chairman promo. I ain't even gonna lie. Like we were like, drop it now, Tosin. We were whispering like for the whole morning. I couldn't sleep. Right, I was up. I was like, "Are we dropping it tonight?" Like when it updated last night, I was like, "Let's drop it now." I want to drop. Like, no, we're gonna do it tomorrow properly. And Tosin, being Mrs. Organized, was like, "No, we're gonna do it precisely at this time." And she did an absolutely amazing job. So, Tosin, how proud are you right now of this lady that you are mentoring? And any questions or thoughts from you, please go ahead.
I'm incredibly proud of Lisa, because I think it's one thing, because to be honest, when you come into this business, because you have a goal and you have a reason why. And one thing that I see is a lot of times people make excuses because of their maybe uplines or things like that. They'll make excuses that this person didn't do this or that person didn't do that, etc. However, Lisa came in, her two uplines both quit, but she still got on with it. She just still got on with it. And I'm really incredibly proud of you, the leader that you've become, in the different ways that you've grown in your mindset, in your confidence. Because I remember the time when you had to do that testimony, you were not happy. I remember the time we went out and we tried talking to strangers, you were not happy. There's loads of moments. But she always tried to do whatever she could in her best, and she just got on with it. Even like from day one, she was messaging, asking questions. She was very inquisitive, and she just knew what she wanted. And I think that's the thing that I've appreciated in Lisa, that if you come into this space, you have to know what you want, and you have to stay hungry, and you have to fight for it, which she did. And this journey hasn't been easy. I know that. I know, even the account blowing, I know how much that devastated you, how much that crushed you. There was so many ups and downs through the process, but then also just to see how much you really care for people through your leadership. So it wasn't just this case of, oh, I was trying to hit a rank, but no, I want to do this with my team. I can't do this unless they're making money. I can't sleep at night if they're losing out on money. So you did take a lot of it, to heart, to make sure that everyone that you were serving was serving to the best of your ability, and to watch the way that you've grown. Like I said, that not only did you follow the system, you became part of the system, because I can't remember what Worth Your Word was like without Lisa now. And I'm really, really, really proud of you. And I know that your team are proud of you as well. I'm proud to be connected to you. I'm proud that we're going chairwoman together. You're focused and you're doing what you need to do. And it's been an absolute blessing just being in this space with you, because even the support that you give to me, because a lot of times what people don't realize is a lot of people want your time, and there are so many people that want your time and they want your mentorship, they want access to you, but not everyone's willing to serve. And you do that every single day. I see the fact that you serve, and that's why when you got your promo, everybody recognized it, because you serve every single person. And I would say that's a tip for everybody. Don't you can't request something you're not willing to give. As much as you want someone to mentor you, you want someone to pour into you, or you want someone to give you the time, it's not a right. There's always an exchange that happens in the process of that. I think that's one of the things that I would say that has made this very, very special promo. And I'm so excited for you. Now we just need to run it all the way up, right?
Tosin, you're sounding like me now. It's like, congratulations, but now you need to leverage it. Make sure your whole team is sharing the flyer. Everyone share the flyer. We ain't got time to celebrate. There's no time for emotions. Share the flyer. Leverage. It's going to take you all the way.
I was sending her the flyer. I've been sending her the flyers for the past couple of months.
Guys, this is what you call mentorship duplication. It's just incredible. And you know what? You said something, Tosin, which is so true, that a lot of people, they want your time. And we done this teaching last week where we spoke about how does a mentor choose who to give all their time to? Because there's not enough time to give it to everyone, right? So you have a system, people follow the system, right? And then you have the private mentorship, where people actually get the phone calls, they get the time into them. How do you get that? And Tosin just gave some key tips there. You got to find a way to serve. So maybe so some people doing opportunities, some people doing opportunity calls, some people doing the beginners class. But that may not be your thing. Your thing could simply be something like Angelina putting in a positive message every day into the chat. Like, that makes people feel good. And that's like, okay, cool. Angelina does that every day and it makes you feel good. Or she'll put a nice voice note in or something like that. Like, you have to find something that you can do to be a part of the system, because that's the only way that you're going to get noticed. And it's not like, we used to have this thing back in the day, but now beg no friend, it's not beg friend, or what they call it, like your teacher's pet and all that. It's nothing to do with that. If you join Neno, he's talking always about the laws, right? The laws of attraction, what goes up must come down, and all these laws. The law is that whatever you sow, guess what's going to happen? You're going to reap. So if you're only sowing surface level, what's going to happen is you reap surface level. So please, guys, write these things down. Take notes about this. Look at the wealthier world right now. And I'm going to say another thing. There were some people at the beginning of our journey, right? Imagine where you are right now in your journey. Maybe you're a new customer, you've just joined. Maybe you're Platinum 150, Platinum 600, right? Platinum 1000. Wherever you are in your journey right now, just look at your system now. And I want to ask you, do you think your system is going to be the same when you're a Platinum 5000 or a chairman? Put a yes or no in the chat. Now, have a think about the people that maybe will join your business or have left your business, who believe that they're not willing to stick it out because they don't think your system is good enough. But if you're a platinum 1000, your system won't be the system of a platinum 5000. So then some people will leave because they can't see the vision of how your system is about to evolve, right? Now, there were some people at the beginning that didn't see the vision. We've heard Tosin say, the person who brought Lisa in left, the person who brought Lisa in, who brought that person in left, they didn't see the vision. But you see, you have to see the vision. Some of you join now, you see a bit more of a package system, but we haven't even started yet. We haven't even started yet, guys. We're still evolving in this system. We're going to get better. But imagine your system now, how you are now. People are going to judge you for who you are now. And so it's important to take confidence and to form your loyalties with people that believe in you now for where you're going to be, not just where you are. Because I know for a fact there were people that didn't believe in Lisa's system, that left, went to other teams, that snaked her, that went other places. They didn't believe in this girl. They didn't believe in her. And I want to tell somebody on this call right now, it doesn't matter what anybody else believes. You have to keep believing, because that's what's going to get you to the next level. And I'm grateful to you, Lisa, for believing in us. I mean, Tosin believed from day one. We already got that on lock. But you believed, and you believed so much that you were willing to make friends with my sofa for 3 months. Now, I got another question for you. How was it sleeping on, I know Tosin wasn't on the sofa, Tosin had the executive suite. Tosin had the executive suite and left you on the sofa. How was it waking up in the morning with not just me, but also Tosin making egg and all that in the morning? What was it like living with Tosin?
It was a journey. And do you know what? You don't really, people say you don't really know a person until you live with them, right? Until you're actually with them day in, day out. You see what they look like before they go to bed. You see what they look like when they wake up in the morning. Like, it's a totally different experience than just seeing that polished version of somebody that you may see on Instagram, or you may see at an event when they're looking all good and they're at their best, right? You're seeing people, you know, without their wiggy on, without brushing their teeth in the mornings, right? It's a little bit different. So you really get to know people as they are, exactly as they are. So it was a journey moving into your house. My mum was very suspicious of the whole thing, I cannot lie. She did think that I had joined a cult, and that this strange woman had lured me into her house. I actually lied, guys. I actually lied to my mum and said that I was staying at a friend's house so that she wouldn't worry that I was just moving into this random woman's house that I'd known for about 2 months, because it would have been a whole drama. But yeah, did I answer the question? What was the question?
Something about Tosin's egg. Tosin, what was it like living with Lisa?
What was it like? It was really good. I think I got to know Lisa a lot more through the process of obviously living together and stuff, and then just doing the journey together day in and day out, because I think it's different when you're doing the journey by yourself, like in your own house, etc. But when you're doing it together and you're now building a relationship, a closer relationship, you're building a closer friendship, etc., it's a different level of when someone wins, is a different level of care, if that makes sense. And you know, we had our fun times, we had all the other crazy moments, like going for a walk at like 4 a.m. in the morning, those late nights when Nikki would refuse for us to sleep and we had to learn.
Guys, so at this point, can I still say I was in full-time work, right? So
You was. I got to
every day, coming home, staying up all night, learning, getting mentored by Nikki, then going to do exercise, then waking up and going back to work. I literally ran on no sleep for about 2 months. It was crazy.
And I got to see how little work you do as well.
Yeah, guys, I don't do a lot of work. People would be so concerned that I wasn't going to work because I was driving off, and I'd be like to Nikki, don't tell Tosin I haven't been to work today.
I was reminding Lisa she needed to go to work so she doesn't get fired in the process. She did this for 3 months.
You want something that badly, anything's gonna come before it. You put the goal before anything. The goal's the goal, right? And we knew P1000 to get off of that sofa in Nikki's house was the goal. So we were gonna do whatever it took to hit P1000.
That was the motivation.
In my bed.
The motivation wasn't with P1000 at that point. He was getting out of the house.
All right. I just remembered something. All right. And I am an acquired taste. So I'm not, a lot of people say they want me to mentor them, but you can tell the truth, guys, that I'm not, I want you to win. So I'm not going to let you up. I'm not going to, I have a high standard, and that standard, I hold you to it all the time. And it's not easy being mentored by me. I mean, I don't know if I could be mentored by me. Like, it's tough. And there has been some times where I've literally gone off, and I'm like, nah, the standard was too low. I've gone off on you guys. But you guys, all right, talk to the people then. How is it, right, when most people would literally run a mile from this type of mentorship where someone is so direct? Because I'm very direct, right? How is it that you have been able to embrace this style of mentorship, and also, not taking it personally, but just know that, hey, what, Nikki just wants you to win. But I know my style is quite like, yo, I remember that there was that one event, I didn't want to talk to you, like, I was like, do you remember that? That was awful. I was like, don't even chat to me. We've been up for 4 a.m. practicing this thing, and you lot flop the thing. No, I don't want to chat to none of them. I didn't want to talk to them. I literally went in the house. Them lot went in the house. I was just like, bro, you're wasting my mentorship. I'm not even thinking. I didn't want to eat nothing. I mean, yeah. I don't know who wants to answer that.
Lise, do you want to go first?
It was an awkward ride home, to say the least. But do you know what? For me, I know that I embrace it because it's something that I've always wanted. I've always wanted a mentor. I've always wanted somebody that was doing great things that I could follow in their footsteps. So I was looking for Nikki long before I even knew it was Nikki. So she could literally scream in my face, and I'd be like, okay, Nikki, like, what next, Nikki? what are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do? And I think from knowing you, from being in the house as well, you start to learn when to shut up. But that's one of the key things, is when to be quiet and just to listen. And then there's a time when to give feedback and go for solutions, right? Because at that point, if I was to go off in the car, like, it may have been the end of the Nikki and Lisa show. Like, it wouldn't have happened anymore. So what about you, Toast?
I think, yes, we did have a few moments where Nikki obviously expressed her standards. And for me, one thing I found was, when you know the heart of someone towards you, it's very different, because then anything that they say or anything that they do, that it's coming from a place of care. So when their correction comes, the correction can only come because they know that you're better than that. The correction will come because they know that you can get more and you can become a lot more.
Let me write that down. That was good, Toast. That was good.
And I think even like, I remember in the car that day when we had the awkward ride home after that event, and then obviously none of us didn't really see it, but you did. And then later on, then we obviously were able to reflect on it and think about it. But oh, actually, yeah, that made sense. I get that now, why she says that, or why she thinks this and stuff. And I think it helped me personally to be a lot more aware and self-aware as well, because the reality is you only see with your own eyes, and somebody else will see further than you do. So, and that's why it's really important to, when someone who's got the results that you desire, when they do say some things, you might not understand it in that instant, and that's okay. But you have to trust that they know what they're saying. You have to trust that because they've got the result, they can only guide you in the way that they've got the results, so that you can also duplicate the same thing. And I think for me, the biggest thing has just been seeing your heart towards people. And And I think I think for me that's the biggest thing, because I saw your heart towards people, and it's easy for obviously people to think, oh, Nikki's tough and everything, because yes, Nikki's very tough, but also at the same time, Nikki is tough from a place of genuine love for the people that she serves. So you just can't take it personally. Just know it's all good and it'll blow over once you've leveled up.
It will blow. Do you know? I am. I do have a standard, and I have a vision in my mind, and I see that vision, and then I want it in reality, and it's a bit like that manifestation thing. I see the vision. I'm like, this is it. This is it. This is it. And you guys have just embraced that vision, and I'm so proud to have you guys as part of the Wealthier World system. We got everyone to change their bios from just saying trader at Wealthier World to being co-founder of Wealthier World, because I didn't want it to be Nikki's Wealthier World. I wanted it to be our Wealthier World, where everyone has a piece of it and everyone is a piece of the system. And some people do embrace it, some people don't. And the key to this is just making sure that you are you all the time, because if you're a fake or if you're pretending, then you attract the wrong people, or you attract the people that's attracted to the fake you. And so I made a conscious decision to be the real me. So that means that I'll be attracting the right people that understand the real me. And one of the things that I do want to share with everyone on this call is that it's not, you don't want to be worried when your mentor is correcting you. You want to be worried when they stop correcting you. Because when they stop correcting you, it means they're no longer connected to your success. And I'd rather be corrected all day, every day than have silence. Because when your mentor no longer interacts or no longer corrects you or no longer wants to help you grow, then that's a bigger insult than them actually messaging you or calling you saying, hey, look, let's move, let's do this, let's do this. When they're putting that much effort into you, it means that they simply want you to win. But if they stop doing that, that's a sign that your uncoachability is so far off that they just can't hurt themselves anymore. Because I tell you this, right? When Lisa sent me that message, the screenshot showing it had updated, I started to cry. Like, I didn't even cry when I hit chairwoman, but I started to cry. It was obsessively bawling, like it was bad, right? And that's because a mentor gets connected to your results. Like, they get so connected. What makes me feel good is not me ranking up. It's when you guys rank up, when you guys get an extra pay rise, when you have good trading days. I spend most of my day just sharing all of the good news. That I love it. I crave the good news. And so just know that your mentor is connected to your success. They want you to win so badly. That sometimes you may misunderstand them wanting you to win for a negative situation. And the only negative situation you really want to take on board is if they're silent. If they don't want to correct you, they don't want to say anything to you, they just leave you to your own devices. That's when you kind of need to be like, oh, I need to check in more with them. And that's when you've got to start. I mean, there was a time when, it's not even a time, still now, every week, Tosin will send me an update where she is. Every single week without fail. Hey, Nikki, just checking in. This is where my legs are at. This is what I'm doing with my team. This is a strategy. I'm looking at this flyer. What do you think about this? This woman understands how to have that mentor-mentee relationship. Right? Every single week without fail, I get that. This is where I'm at, Nikki. I never get negativity from these ladies. It's never like, oh, no, this is where I'm at. Any advice? I might get any suggestions. I know Tosin's good at that one. Any suggestions? Or what do you think this? Or she'll say, this is what I'm planning on doing. Go to your mentor as somebody who they're going to want to mentor. Don't go to them with a bag of complaining, but also don't not go to them. You've got to maintain that relationship because they're not going to chase you. So every week, Tosin messages me an update, tells me what she's saying, checks in on me, sends me prayers. Like, there's a relationship there that wants me to now be invested into her success. And then guess what? Lisa started to do that as well, messaging me, hey, Nikki, this is where I'm at. Look, one of my team have just made money. I'm so proud of them. This is what's happening here. This is what's happening. Maintaining good communication. Don't always, like, one of the things that Lisa did very well is she didn't wait for anyone to come to her. She wasn't stush like, oh, I ain't chasing no one. I ain't up it. She knew what she wanted. She went and got it. She was tagging so obsessively on Instagram that I couldn't hide. This girl couldn't hide from me. She was there until next minute she's on my couch. I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing here? Hello. Like, she was so there that it was insane that you can't miss her. Are you a bit like, oh, I'm not tagging them? You feel like you don't want to intrude, so you stay back. But you have to take charge of your success, right? Don't hide away. Don't shy away. Take charge of your success so that you can be visible, as Lisa said. So, it's important not to misunderstand the signs, because sometimes if you think that someone's correcting you, you think that they don't like you or they're so hard on you. No, the fact that they're correcting you means they love you, right? Don't misinterpret it. And then you got to embrace the correction. And make sure that you're understanding that how my mentor, like the other day, guys, I'm not even gonna lie, my mentor asked me to do something. And I had to be like, okay. And deep down, I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be coachable today. And there will be times where you don't want to do it, right? Even, I had a conversation with, my mentor. And one of the things from last year to this year that you may have seen is our flyers. How can you be saying financial freedom and your flyer looks like a copy and paste from your child's kindergarten? Like, that doesn't make no sense. And the excuse wanted to come to me, well, I'm not tech savvy, and I don't have a flyer designer. Oh, I don't. No. This is your business. Invest in someone to do a flyer properly. Why does it look like, why can't you invest in a ring light? Why do you look so dark? Why is it that you're talking and why is it that standards are low and you're accepting it or making excuses for it? Yeah, Charmaine felt that one. Yeah. I know you got your ring light now, girl. It's cool. Right? But we make excuses for low standards because we think that, we treat this business like it's just nothing. But actually, we have to level up. There's a time where we have to level up and say, look, I'm taking this thing seriously. I'm taking it seriously. I'm going to put in my all. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it well.
Before you move on, can I add one thing to what you just said?
Yeah, go on.
Is a tip, right, that I had to get over and overcome was you cannot heal what you hide. You cannot heal what you hide. There were so many things that I was struggling with internally, but because I wasn't speaking about them, nobody could help me fix them. Because I couldn't say out loud, Nikki, I'm having trouble doing this. And it wasn't until I openly said, and if we're being totally honest, I had a breakdown in Nikki's house. I cried. She asked me to do something and I physically couldn't do it, right? But I was so busy trying to pretend that I could do it, that until I openly said I'm struggling, I can't do it, is when I then began to get help to do it. Does that make sense? So when you're hiding things, you cannot begin to heal. If you're struggling with something, the key thing everybody always says, never suffer in silence. But sometimes you need to openly say, this is what I'm struggling with. Because when you pinpoint that thing and you're not hiding it anymore, you can begin to heal from it. Matt Rosa says it, Nikki says it. You cannot heal from things that you hide from. Yeah, that's it.
Powerful nugget there. Go on, girl. You did learn something in the house. Yes, the girl. Tosin, did you have anything else to add before we go to questions from the peoples?
What else do I have to add? I'll just say, listen. I'll probably think that's pay attention, because I find that that's one thing I've noticed that sometimes we don't do as well. Like when your mentor is doing something, there's a reason why they're doing it, or if there's a message in the group chat, there's a reason why it's in the group chat, and there's a reason why it's written a specific way. So like just really paying attention to the clues, because there are so many clues, and the clues are not always on the calls. The clues are within the system, within the organization, within the interaction. The clues are in every single moment. And it's important to pick those things up, because one thing I've noticed a lot is that sometimes there'll be questions, but then the answers were all there. And I would say that that's a big thing. Just pay attention to what your mentor wears, pay attention to what how your mentor talks, or how they organize a certain, why do they say certain things a certain way in comparison to saying it another way. There's so many different things, and I think there's so many clues that, you know, Nikki leaves every single day, whether it's in her communication, or whether it's the things she does, or whether it's the things she does on IG Live, and so on and so forth. Because the mentorship is not always someone sitting down with you and talking to you. And I think that's sometimes what a lot of people do want. They want you to sit down with them and talk them through certain things, but actually, no, it's already in your face. But paying attention more and being more observant would serve a lot of people much, much better. I think that's probably one thing I would add.
Yeah, so true. So true. And do you know what? I spoke to a few individuals yesterday just about different levels, right? So you've got the surface level, and that's just like when you come in, you're just trying to find your feet. So your surface level is where you're just trying to learn how to place a trade, understand how to use the harmonic scanner, learn how to, you know, get onto a go live session. That's all surface. But then when you really want to take your business to the next level, then there's the other clues, the deeper clues, like, oh, I'm seeing that the people who are winning, they all seem to have done launches. So maybe I should do a launch. The people that are winning, they all seem to be tagging in on Instagram and doing Instagram lives. Maybe I should start doing that. Do you read the promotions? Read the clues in what's said in the promotion write-ups. Oh, this is what's happening. Oh, they seem to be doing that every day. Oh, I haven't got any guests on the opportunity call, but maybe I should join it because maybe I want to keep myself visible. And actually, if I'm not getting any guests on the call, maybe I need to be on that call even more so to hear it more. So it enables me to now speak to people so that I can get them onto the call. If you're not running presentation calls because you're not confident to run them, then you should be on every presentation call taking notes, listening, making sure that this stuff gets like into your head where it's now become natural that you can do it off the cuff. And we don't want to put in the work sometimes, if we're honest, but these are the clues, these are the things that are going to be there right in front of your face. Oh, this person, it seems like, you know, they've come in and they've done it so quickly. What did they do? What's happening here? Oh, this is what they're using. Oh, this is what the mentor's promoting. Oh, every minute she's talking about HFX. Every minute she's talking about DCX. Maybe that's a clue of where the money's at. Every minute she's talking about, you know, have a look at some of these clues, guys. They're really obvious. So when I get people messaging me and they're asking about certain products that they can't see us overhyping on, it's like, you're not paying attention on the clues. If you don't have a crypto wallet right now, we've been talking about it for months. Where have you been? If you are not trading DCX, where have you been? If you're not trading HFX, you know, if you're not on Gold Cup, like, where have you been? Index Infusion, where have you been? These are things that we're talking about every single day, and they're not by coincidence. We don't just pluck these things out of the air. These are things that we've tried, tested, and know that they work. We talk about the compound plan. We talk about picking up the phone and inviting people. Like, it's very, very basic. And then people say, well, I haven't. And you know, one of the things that gets me, and it gets me because you know your circumstances. So if you're new into this platform, you know your circumstances, yes or yes. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Tosin don't know. Maybe Lisa doesn't know. But you personally know your circumstance. So when you joined, I'll just tell you my story. You know you joined on your credit card. You know you can't afford that monthly fee. You know that if you don't make money trading, or if you don't get to P600 or P150, you know you can't afford it. So why lie to yourself and sit and do nothing for 3 weeks? You can't sit on demo and expect to be able to pay. So if you know yourself, what should you do? You need to make a decision very quickly. Look, I don't want to leave this community because this community is fire. This community is where I need to be. I need to keep getting poured into. And even just for the Nano calls, even just for the mindset calls, even just for the IBO calls, I need to be in this community. And so if it means that I need to get my 2 or 3 people, if it means that I need to put in my mind, I'm just going to pay for 3 months, even if I don't make any money at the beginning, to find my feet, or I need to make sure that I make my money in my first month. You have to have that conversation with yourself rather than just, thinking you're just going to wing it. And I know, Lisa, that's been one of the things that you said, all your life, you've just been able to wing things. And I think that's been one of the biggest transformation for you, because you started to become a professional instead of a hustler. Instead of a blagger, you turned into a professional during this time, where now you start to plan things. Now you start to have your promotional flyers. Now you start to help your teams to start becoming professionals. And you started to create P600s, P150s and stuff like that. And that is the difference between when you first come in, it's about you. But then after you, it then becomes about them. And after them, it's about us. And that's the beautiful thing about what we do here. It's a we thing, not a me thing. And if you spend so much of your time saying I, that's the reason why you haven't got the results that you maybe desire just yet, because it's all about you. This is not about you. It's about who you can serve. And you can't serve until you get with the system properly so that you can then pass it on, right? So do we have any questions, any comments? Please raise your hands on Zoom and I will unmute you. We got another 10 more minutes and then we're going to wrap this up. So don't delay, guys. Don't be shy. Tosin, you can add one more thing whilst we get the hands up if you can, and that will be amazing. So don't be shy, guys. Please raise your hand on Zoom if you do have a question, and then we'll come over to you.
So something that actually just came to my mind was thinking about building a business, because even for me, that was never my initial thought when I first joined. And I know that wasn't Lisa's either. But then one thing I've really learned, and a lot of people don't realize this, is yes, obviously you're here to trade and you're here to make money, all of that kind of stuff. But then there's times when people don't look at building the business part in a positive light. And actually, one thing I found is the building business part really builds you up more than the trading. It really, really builds you up as a person, because now you're growing in confidence. Now you're forced to not blag it, because you have to now go and learn. I think since I obviously started building a team, I started to really hone in on my education more, because I didn't want people to come to me. I didn't have a clue what the heck I was talking about. Now my trading started to get better. Like, there's a different level of responsibility or account. There's just a different level when you start building a business, because it really, really builds you as a person. Your confidence, builds. You're now having to plan your way forward. You're now having to organize things and all of that, because you're thinking about everyone. And whatever you do, your team indirectly does as well. In the same way that Nikki trades gold, everybody likes to trade gold. And it just filters down. So then you're kind of forced to have to develop as a person, which actually overall benefits you building the business. And that's one thing I found, that yes, trading can build your wallet, but actually is the building the business that really builds your character and builds you up as a person to really go further in so many different aspects, because it's not really about the money you can make, because anybody can make money trading. Actually, not everyone can keep the money, and doing it as a community. And I think there's strength in that, because now you're actually doing it. Once upon a time, I didn't know how to do HFX, but now I'm doing it with the team. So there's so many things, and I'm forced to have to sit down and actually learn this thing, because I'm doing it with everyone else. So I think that's one thing I just wanted to add.
That was good. That was good. How many of you like that? That was good. Tosin said, your team duplicate what you do. So guess what? If you ain't making no money, that's why your team ain't making no money. I caught that. I remember when I first joined, you guys said you didn't join to build. I didn't join to trade. I just joined to get people. I was like, yo, this seems like the easiest way. Am I allowed to say that? I didn't. I was like, yo, I'm going to get 30 people. I want to get that 1,000 a month. And then I'm hitting chairwoman. That was my goal. And I thought I could come in and just bring people in and it would all be kushti until they all quit. Except I think about how many didn't quit. I think about 2 of them didn't quit. 3 of them. 3 of them didn't. 5, 6. 6 didn't quit. 6 didn't quit. And including that 6 is my husband, my grandma, and my mum. Right? And then we got Auntie Anne, we got Chigs, and of course we got Angelina, right? So everybody else quit. Why? Because it was like the blind leading the blind. So guess what? When I saw those results, I was like, yo, I need to do something. I need to do something. So guess what I had to do? I had to learn this thing. I had to actually trade. I couldn't just be bringing people in because it was a joke. It was a joke. I had to, you see, when I once got it, once I started to get the trading aspect, I did a courtesy call and I called every person that literally came in my first month. And I was just like, look, I gotta apologize. Honestly. No, actually, another one stayed, Jason Agbodza. I was like, listen, I gotta apologize. I didn't know what I was doing. But if you come back, I'll help you make back the money. And some of them came back. They did come back. I had about 10 of them come back, right? But you can't blag this thing, guys. And I was one of the ones that I was like, Lisa, maybe that's why we have that bond, that I've always blagged for most of my life. I've been able to blag. I blagged my job. I blagged everything, right? But in this business, time is either going to promote you or expose you. And you don't want to be exposed because it's easy. It's easy to expose people because you just say, oh, what strategy are you using? Yeah, the strategy on, and at the time it wasn't Go Live. It was what was it?
IML TV.
Like the one on IML TV. They're like, which one? The one with those candlestick things. You didn't even know. I hadn't placed a trade in 8 months of joining. I was just out there, just like, come on, guys, let's join the party. And in the end, I had to humble myself and go to one of the ones that I brought in, Chigs. I was like, yo, Chigs, you teach me how to trade and I'll teach you how to build. How about that? And I brought him in and he was showing me the ropes. So that's a little bit of transparency. But do you know what? That's what I love about this opportunity, that you can win. You don't have to know everything to win. You can win, but you just have to be humble enough to really want it, and want it so badly that even if, 14 people out of your 30 quit, you can still keep going without having to, to start having doubts and stuff. I knew, and I envisioned Wealthier World being like this, right? I just had to put the work in and make sure that we had some believers in the thing. So, don't get disheartened when people leave. They do come back. Most of the time, we've had so many people come back over the last year. It's been unbelievable. And so do we have any questions? I see Jenny, your hand's raised, or was that raised before? Do you have a question? No question for Jenny. Going once, guys. Any questions whatsoever? Have we answered your questions? Hasn't Lisa been an amazing special guest today? Lisa, any final closing words? Oh, hold on, before you do that, I've got Susan. Let me unmute Susan. Hey, girl. The Wolverhampton goddess.
Hi.
Hey.
I just want to say openly, congratulations to Lisa. I remember when I came, I've been in since March. It's not a year yet, Nikki. It's not a year. It seems like that way, but it isn't. But I've really been enjoying the ride, actually. And it's when what I do, I think back on the way I was when I came in. What do I do now? What do I do next? But I must admit, when I went on Lisa's call for beginners class, I constantly went to her class because I wanted to learn so I can help people. This is what I need to do. I need to learn what Lisa is telling them. And she had so many answers for everything. I think, did she know all these answers? So I just write down everything she said so I could have answers to repeat the way she was doing. So I actually just want to say, initially, personal development, I thought I didn't need personal development when I first started as well. So it's like a different world to me. I've been in the corporate world for so long, helping people in my job and helping people to move up in life. But this is such a different space. So I realized then I had to start again as if I don't know anything about anything at all. And I think that's what's beginning to help me to develop. I've got so much more to learn. so much more. But I'm just want to say I'm grateful for Nikki for her mentorship. I'm grateful to the team, really. So thank you for being who you guys are, for helping me to become the person that I need to be.
Wow, powerful. Do you know what? That's real talks there, and that's serious nuggets. When you said, you know, when I first started, I didn't think I needed personal development. I didn't think I needed it either. I was like, I don't need to be, you know, pumped up. I'm already pumped. I don't need no one to motivate me. I am pumped. You know, when it happens is when push come to shove. Yeah, when certain things, when you blow an account, or when someone quits your business, or when you start losing money, or when something happens, that's when you need to pull on the personal development that you didn't do, right? So you may not think you need the personal development now, you do need it. So when that thing happens, you can draw on that personal development that you've been building up in yourself for so long. Yo, Susan, that was a nugget. I caught that. I might need to watch this recording back again and write down my notes again, because this is serious nuggets.
Thank you, guys.
Serious nuggets. Do we have any more, guys, before we let Lisa give us some closing words? Any more? Okay, cool, Lisa.
Guys, I'm so grateful for everyone that you guys have even stayed on this call to listen to any part of my journey. So I'm grateful for all 37 of you guys on the call right now. But my last final nugget that I want to give to somebody is, for the last 10 years, I had all the motivation in the world to be a millionaire. I watched every motivational video on YouTube that you could find, right? All of the Steve Harvey's motivation every single day. But until I actually applied anything is when I started to get results. So many of us come onto so many of these calls, like even myself at the start, I went on to so many of Nikki's Monday Mindset calls, the chairman calls, all of these calls. I have books and books and books of notes, and I wasn't applying anything. And I was wondering, why am I not getting any results? It's because I had all of the information in the book, but I wasn't actually physically doing the work. And this is a space that you get paid for the absolute amount of effort that you put in. So if you're not applying the nuggets, if you're not applying the mentorship, if you're not applying the things that the people that have come before you and are in the space that you want to be in are telling you to do, then that is where your missing link is. Apply the mentorship, apply the nuggets, and you will start to see the results. Thank you. Love you guys all.
Wow. Okay, guys.